Hello. Right, in this tutorial I want to show you how to use this tool here, which is the lasso select tool. Now this lets you remove sections of your image with much more control than the one select, which kind of does it for you. With this option you can control far more with your mouse what areas you're going to take away. So again, I've just put a stock image in that I'm going to show you guys how this works. So you've got some different types of tools within this, okay, and I'll work through each of them. So the first one is called free, and this lets you click on a section of your image, hold your mouse down, and you can pretty much drag wherever you like, okay. Not necessarily, I mean, this is me trying to do straight lines, but you can control where you want to go, and you want to join your ends back up, and it will give you that sort of moving line that we saw with the other tool, and you can hit delete and it will take that section of the image away from you. Obviously I haven't taken away a particularly exciting looking shape, I've just randomly done this. Again, press Ctrl Z and it will undo it. It's important that you join the lines back up. If you don't, and you, for example, kind of do something here and then I finish here, it will automatically connect where those two ends met, which can sometimes be a bit jarring and a bit weird. So always try and connect back up your start and end point so that you get the shape that you want. Okay. The next option is the polygon. So this will only work with straight lines. So depending on the effect that you want, actually some of you might want to take away something really sharp, really kind of clear, and this will allow you to do that. So for this, you need to click once to create a starting point, then drag your line, click again, take your finger off the mouse, drag it, click, and then again connect it back up. And you can see it's, you know, perfectly sharp straight edges. So it might be that actually you really want to play around with this to cut away sections, potentially put another image behind it, and I'll show you things like that later. But again, make sure that you connect up your lines, because if you don't and I finish it, you know, somewhere over here, it's going to connect it for me, and that might not be the shape that you want. Okay, and again you can hit delete and it will remove that area for you. Control Z to undo. Okay, the opposite of that, you're looking at the Bezier tool. So this allows you to create curves. This one's a little bit more complicated to get your head around, I think. So you click again for a starting point, you drag your line across and click a finish point, at which point it will let you curve your lines just by moving your mouse, and it will create a kind of cutaway section. I've done that really badly. Hang on, let me show you this again. I said this one was tricky. So you start with your line, you click a point, you drag it across and click again. And then with my hand not pressing on the button, I can drag this to create a curve. However strong I would like that to be. I can click to select the depth of the curve, and then using what's left, I can drag it across to join it up, and it will again let me curve that line. So I might choose to drag it down to create this kind of arch or create a much smoother shape. I can drag it across, and then once I've selected it and clicked, it's then the lines will start to move again and you can remove that shape. That one I personally find harder. You guys might be pros at it. The final one is the magnetic tool. Now this lets you select with a lot more detail an area of your work. So I'm just going to zoom in, which I'm doing with the scroll on my mouse, or I can press Ctrl+ on my keyboard to zoom in. And I'm just going to go for the edge of the Statue of Liberty here. Now I'm not going to cut out the whole thing because that will be really boring for you guys to watch. But my aim here is to cut away a section of her. So I'm going to put the cross and click, and then I can very carefully, using my mouse, or if you've got a pen tool you can do it with that, I'm going to trace all the way around. And what the magnetic tool will do is it will try to drag the line to where it sees the biggest gap in or difference in colour. So it will kind of start to guide it for you. Not completely, you've still got to be quite precise, but it will start to fit around the edge of your shape, especially where there's a difference in kind of colour and contrast within the image. And this lets you be more precise than the first of the 4 tools I showed you, the free one, because it's kind of trying to help you out as you're doing it. So if there's a section of your image that you desperately want to cut away, that you need a bit more control over, this is the one to use. And then again, you want to connect it back up, and then I can delete that, and I've removed her whole arm. Okay. So this tool is really useful for you to be a lot more precise about what you want to remove from your work, and create some really sharp cutaways.